Hi everyone, Angelina, Sparkling Diva, with another pick a card reading. This time is the subject is what is the message of your ancestor or ancestors. So what do they have to say to you at this moment in time? We have three choices. The first one is Ancestor Light, is a dark red brown with silver. Unfortunately, you can't really see that. And then we have Amethyst for the numbers 2, and for the numbers 3 we have Fire Calcite. So if you make your choice, please pause the video if need be, and we're going to begin. Numbers 1, your first cards. That's better, I think. In general, we have more cards, right? So, but we get to that in a minute. Your cards, your cards. I'm so sorry. Your ancestors want you to snap out of whatever it is that you're stuck in: stagnation, doubt, self-doubt, and to get on with it. That is the main stuff that comes up in your cards. With the Two of Swords, that says there is you find yourself in a difficult situation. Doesn't have to mean there actually is an external difficult situation. It can be within you, right? That you yourself find yourself in self-doubt, don't know what to do, that you're at a crossroads, you have to make a decision, and you're not doing that. You're just staying stuck there. Then what you should do is to just face that head on and make a decision and just go for it and not fear. And just trust in yourself, because when you get going with it, your path will begin to come clear. And if you stay here in that situation, nothing much is going to change. Sometimes you come at these crossroads in life where you have to make a choice. You have to turn left or you have to turn right. And if you don't make a decision, well, then you're going to be there for a long time to come. And maybe the rest of your life even, and then you will never get to where you wanted to get. And also, if you don't know that, what you want to do, where you want to go, your soul definitely does. You came here for a purpose. And I do think most of you who chose this do know as well, even if it's just a little bit. You came here to do something. You didn't come here to just stand at that crossroads and not do anything in particular, right? And so that's what that first card is mainly about. Making that decision and just going for it. Face your fear and the situation or doubt, whatever. Face it head on. And and then we go to the Nine of Pentacles, is a wonderful card. And that also says something about feeling good, seeing what you already have achieved in life, and being grateful for that, being proud of that. And hang about, because there was something else and now I completely forgot. So this happened last time as well. There it is again. There is a new beginning, which is interesting because these aces are also about new beginnings. A new beginning in your spiritual development, in your personal development, in your learning, what you want to learn, what you want to do next. And you have to do that. You have to go there. And that's also why you have to get out of this phase, snap out of that situation, and then open up for that new beginning. Because the situation you're in, it almost looks like you're making the best of it. I mean, the woman, she's just happy, she's dancing, and even though she's in the desert and there's nothing much there, and yes, there is stuff in the desert, there can even be water in the desert, right? But there's something much better waiting for you there, and you created that place yourself. But you do have to go through that doorway in order to get there. And then you have to dare do that. I mean, why the hell would you stay here? And in a way, it's like settling. You're making do with that. You're dancing here, you're feeling good here, and like, I'm not ever going to go through that doorway. You saw that, right? That's because you're at that crossroads that came up here. Basically, that standing here in that doorway is that crossroads. Making do with what you have. You have to stop doing that. There's much more waiting for you there. New stuff, new learning, new experiences, new adventures. And the Lord knows what you can do, or what you're supposed to do, what you find out you want to do. So you have to step through that doorway. Your ancestor or ancestors want you to do that. And it comes up here again as well. That's also about new beginnings. And this is, of course, also about love. It can be about romantic life, but it's also about wisdom and your intuition and psychic abilities, if you know, and psychic wisdom. Well, I actually feel that is similar to intuition in a way. So opening your heart and tapping into your intuition, because there will be signs that will help you along the way to find your path. And there's always going to be signs that will guide you, but you have to open your eyes. Well, more than that, you have to open your mind, your intuition, so you can see them, so you will notice them, and then follow that, right? And this what it says in the booklet, that the archetype of the Ace of Cups is rooted in the ancient Grail lore. From King Arthur and Jesus and all that stuff, right? The Holy Grail. Well, you know, read up on that, the importance of that. It was also in Indiana Jones, the Holy Grail. It gave the person who drank from it eternal life or something, or health, whatever. It's very important. And this is about your own Holy Grail, your goal in life, your path in life, right? And but yeah, you have to get through that phase so you don't stay stuck and settle for less. You have to go through there, because so much is waiting for you. Because the Nine of Pentacles, this is Nine of Pentacles, is a very wonderful card of abundance and having achieved a whole lot of stuff, and you have. But that doesn't mean you have to stop there. Right? It's life wasn't meant to be stagnant. And then your last card, I actually want to move these over. Right, last tarot card I meant. It's not the last card I was reading yet. We have the Queen of Wands, a beautiful card. This is a very inspired, passionate, warm woman, very outgoing individual, and she is strong-willed because she knows what she wants. She knows what she stands for. I mean, she's a queen, right? Doesn't matter if you're a man. It's about dynamics. It's about energy. So it goes for both men and women. It doesn't matter at all. And it's also the kind of woman who, you know, you have these people when they enter a room and everyone will notice them. Or you also have these people that when they start speaking, everyone just listens, everyone just shuts up. And yeah, those people, they're so inspiring, so captivating. And this woman is like that. This energy, this archetype is like that. And your ancestors want you to be like that woman. This is where you're headed, provided you do the stuff that came up with the first three cards, right? Otherwise, it's not going to work out. If you're going to stay here, you're not going to become the Queen of Wands. It's not going to work out. And your ancestors really want you to become this woman. I feel that very, very, very powerfully. It gives me goosebumps all over. And yeah, it's a woman who knows what she wants. Well, or a man, right? Yeah, you know that now. I've already explained that. And they will follow their heart and their dreams and their goals, because they know yeah, that's what makes them happy. That's what fulfills them. And if they have that, if they live that, if they achieve that and grow, keep growing in that, they will also share that with other people. And that doesn't mean to say they will be teachers or will become teachers. It is possible, it doesn't have to be. Just by being who they are, who you are, you will touch other people, right? I do not feel that this is per se about becoming outgoing with your thing, what you want to do, what you came here to do, what your dream is, your purpose, what fulfills you. Because it's not a king. The king is more outgoing in that sense than the queen. It is possible, but for some of you, you will be. Like I said, maybe some of you will become a spiritual teacher, for instance, right? Or just a teacher or a coach or whatever. Can also be something else. You will, even if you don't do that, you will still touch other people just by who you are. Look at all the stuff, all the abundance, all the beauty that is around her, all the joy, all the sunshine. No, it's impossible for her to go somewhere and to not touch other people. And that's where your ancestors want you to end up. They want you to become this person who has all these qualities, and especially also the confidence, the self-esteem and the self-confidence. Your two starseed oracle cards, we have lifting the veil, questioning everything, and anything that's unaligned must go. And I feel that in a way that resonates very much with this card, because I feel that, okay, everything that's not aligned, that doesn't serve you or not any longer, must go, right? There's always good, there's always a healthy attitude in life. But I also feel it's stepping out from behind these veils. Because in a way, when you're staying here at this crossroads, you can't see what's ahead of you, and that's logical because you're not making a decision. It will depend on whether you go left or right or forward or whatever, what choice you make, what decision you make. So I feel that you have to move, you have to make a decision, and then you have to also step through that veil of not knowing, not seeing, which might appear safe, but it's also not leading anywhere, right? It can even distort images if you are behind a veil, because you can see something but you can't really make out what it is. It might even scare you then, right? While if you open up these veils and just step through, you will see like, oh wow, these colors are brilliant, I couldn't see that at all. So I feel that these two are related. And then whale and orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Well, this is about doing what you came here to do, singing your own song, not listen to what other people want you to do, tell you to do, just your own song. So again, tap into your own intuition, your own inner guidance, your own wisdom, and become this beautiful Queen of Wands. Because she's unique. We all are, but sometimes we lose that uniqueness a bit by trying to be someone else, by dimming our light, by trying to be, you have to be you. Stand up, stand tall, do your own thing, sing your own song, and dive deep into your soul as well to know and feel what resonates with you, what you want to do, what you want to create, what lights your fire. Right, your next card from the Akashic Tarot. What will you not get? What will you miss out on if you do not do the stuff that we covered so far? Then we have clearing the way. This is what you will not get, or it will be very trying and tedious. This is home. This is where you long to be. Look at how beautiful the glow is around that. There's a house there, and that's where you want to go, home. But there's this huge tree. You do have help. You're not alone. You have help. But it's going to take a long time to chop away on that tree and then move all these parts out of the way so you can get through. And if this is you, this woman looks like to be wearing a veil, a black veil. So it saddens her tremendously that it takes so long that she can't go home. It hurts her. It drains her, eats her energy. So this is, if you do not do that, this is what you will miss out on, what you will get if you don't do it. You will miss out on going home, having a feeling of belonging, of being home, and it will drain your energy. It will sadden you. And now we're going to look at what you will get if you do it. Then we have balance. There's another card for you. 2 cards came out. Let's see if that fits. Yes. 7 of Swords this is in Default Tarot, but these cards are so very different. I'm not going to bother with that. Balance. Now, I feel this is that home. We have the same light, beautiful light that we see here. And everything is in order. Everything is organized and tidy and nice, and the scales are balanced, and it's great. It's order and it feels good, right? It's better to be in a tidy room than it is to be in clutter and chaos and dust and whatever around you that disturbs your energy. So this is really wonderful. And then we have Archangel Gabriel, and he is also the Archangel of communication. And so what you will get if you do the work, you will get easier communication. Communication will become easier for you. And whether that is written communication or verbal communication, it doesn't really matter. And it is everything that has to do with communication, like marketing, publishing, writing a book, all that stuff, or being on stage, maybe, right? Being a speaker, being a channel, anything that has to do with communication will become easier for you. And and then the funny thing is, then it also says, let yourself sing out. And that reminds me of the whale with sing your own song, share your song, it says on the card. The whale is about singing your own song, but it's also what it says there, share your song. So it has to be shared with other people. So that's what you will get if you do the work. So this is all I have for you. I hope it resonates, and thank you for watching. Right, numbers 2, we have for you to begin with the tarot cards. There's one more, I'll stick that in a minute. 5 of Swords, Death card, and the 10 of Wands. Now these are pretty serious cards. Thank goodness we are finishing the tarot cards on a more positive one, but we're going to begin here. What your ancestors want you to know. Well, first of all, the 5 of Swords is about gains, victories, and things like that, but you have obtained, but they are not really victories. They don't really make you feel good because they came at a cost. They came at an expense, and usually, normally with the 5 of Swords is someone else's, or plural, more someone else's expense. So that doesn't make you feel good either. So this card asks you to look at how your doings, how your behavior, what you're busy with, how that affects other people. Does it have a not so pleasant effect on the outside world, on other people? If so, you are not going to feel good about it either. Right? Because no one is really here on this planet to have gain, whatever kind of gain that is, at the cost, at the expense of someone else. That deep down on a soul level, we know that's not the idea, and it doesn't make us feel good. It's also, this is much deeper than that even, because we also have the Death card. This is a beautiful Death card, by the way. Um, this is about entering a new state of consciousness, but in order to get there, you will have to strip away things or maybe even people that do not serve you anymore. Can also be limiting beliefs and thought patterns and all that stuff that you have to be done with. That is quite something because it is the death card. So it can be stuff that in a way scares you, that you're not looking forward to doing, but it needs to be done, because when the old goes, you make space for the new to come in. And the new is going to be much better for you, it's going to be healthier for you, it's going to be nicer to other people, the world around you as well. So you don't have this situation anymore. I mean, yeah, that is not fulfilling, right? And so you have to go through there. And if you go through a turning point like that, you will, and strip away everything that doesn't serve you any longer, you will also get clear what it is that you do want, what you should be doing. And so that's quite a serious thing. Then we have the Ten of Wands, which is also quite a heavy card. It reflects your sense of being overburdened by responsibilities. It could be that you take on these things yourself. Doesn't have to say that other people force these responsibilities upon you. Often we do that ourselves. Because, for instance, we are control freaks, and we know that if we do it ourselves, then it's going to be fine, and that might actually be a way how you hurt other people. Yeah. Because then you do not give them the trust and the validation that you know that they can do it too, right? It's but anyhow, this is about burdens. The Ten of Wands is always about burdens, and it's also asking you to look at that. What can you release and let go of at this time? Your ancestors really, really want you to do this, and look at that, right? Anything that doesn't serve you again, and everything that burdens you and that drains your energy, they want you to look at that as well. So this is more about you and the external, and I feel this is more about new, just stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. Maybe your own thought patterns, limiting beliefs, things like that. And this is about what drains you, what burdens you, that you do not really need to have or keep in your life. The last tarot card, there's more cards, but the last tarot card, the Nine of Cups, that is really good. Like I said, it ends the tarot cards with a really good card. This is wishes fulfilled. This is feeling good, being in a state of fulfillment, of being content, being happy. So if you do all that work, that's where you will end up. You will feel much better, and you can have your wishes fulfilled, and you will feel good, because it's also not going to be whatever you do, whatever you get, it's not going to be at expense of the external anymore. So it can then make you feel good, right? Okay, now we're going to look at what you miss out on if you do not do that work. We have the lookout. You are the lookout here, and around you here is chaos. There is fighting and battles and stuff going on the lower deck. There's fires. So you're in a situation of chaos. Again, it comes up, right? Like with the tarot cards. You're in a situation of turbulence, of chaos, and people around you aren't all too happy either, right? Otherwise they wouldn't be fighting. There's fires. And but you're the lookout, so you can have a higher view of stuff and plot a different course if you do that work. If you do not do that work, you're not going to plot a new course, you're not going to see a new course, you're likely going to end up in the turmoil here on deck. And in the end, the ship will burn down, or most of it, and it will be in ruins. The sails have burned and all the stuff. You can't go anywhere at all anymore. So it's only going to get worse, actually. And if people are fighting, Lord knows what's going down there, down there, right? And how that will end up. So if you don't do it, you're going to miss out on a chance of change, of getting out of this situation, of plotting a different new course. And it can be quite scary to do that, because we had the death card and now you're on a ship that is on fire with fighting people everywhere. Well, do you want to stay there, or would you rather get off? Right? So it seems to be quite urgent. There seems to be quite, well, a sense of urgency with all this. So maybe you have postponed doing this stuff for too long and your ancestors really want you to get on with it now. Right, and this is what you will get if you do that. Then we have the Ark of the Covenant. This is then being in more peaceful waters, in a more peaceful situation, which also came up with the tarot. You can have a break here, you can recuperate here if need be, and make a new plan from a calm situation. There is no big urgency here because nothing is on fire. Well, the bonfire, but it's supposed to be lit. And you can start living according to your own soul's covenant. Hence this covenant thing here, your own soul path, your own soul plan, and you can tap into that and start living that. And in order to get there, you will have to let go of an awful lot of stuff that doesn't serve you, I think including your own behavior, because I think this has much to do with your own behavior. And well, 2 more cards for you. Right, this is your last 2 cards from the Starseed Oracle, the Child of the Cosmos and the Courageous Peony. The intelligence of the universe lies within you, and that's what this card is mostly about for you, is that often people forget on this planet, because there is so much duality going on, that you are also part of the flow of life, that you have that in you as well, and we get disconnected from that. So this is about the importance of reconnecting to that flow and feeling and knowing that you also have that in you. In every cell in our bodies is connected to that, and to become more aware of that, and again also to let go of the duality of conflict, of maybe the need to fight or argue or defend yourself. And also here, the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. This speaks of dimming your lights. And you mustn't do that. You just be you, dare to be you, let yourself be seen, and do not compare yourself with anyone else, because like a peony is not going to compare itself to a rose or a tulip or an apple blossom, nor does the apple blossom compare itself to the peony or any other flower or plant or tree, right? They just do what they do, what they came to do, and that's what you should do as well. Do not compare yourself to other people. That's always going to make you unhappy. And just be yourself, stand in your own light. Follow your own unique nature. And if you do what came up with the tarot cards, then you will be able to do that as well. So this is what I have for you. This is what the ancestors wanted to tell you and want you to do. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Right, numbers 3. For you, the first 3 cards is the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. Now, with the Ten of Swords, there is something that had quite an impact on you, because, well, we have these 10 swords in her back, right? But the thing with the Ten of Swords is that it is on its way out. It's almost over, but you have to see that. And and that's the thing. If you do not see that, you don't know that, right? And it can be caused by anything. yeah, just anything that was traumatic, really very traumatic to you, and that includes someone, yeah, lying or cheating, but it can also be anything else, right? It doesn't have to be that. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, and it's a very, that's earth, right? Pentacles is earth, so it's very down to earth woman. It doesn't matter if you're a man, it's about the energies. This is also asking you to look at your vision, your idea of what success and comfort, what that looks like to you, right? Not to anyone else, but to you. How do you really feel about that? What should that look like? What does that mean to you? To have comfort, to have success, to be successful. Queen of Pentacles has a very healthy sense of self-esteem. She's very down to earth, but she also has self-esteem. She knows how to take care of herself. She is very able to take care of herself, both well, let's say emotionally, but also financially, and she can also share it with other people, right? It's not just for herself. She gives that out to other people as well. And but I feel for you the most important thing to figure out is in a way what you want, and yeah, what it means to you to be independent, and to be successful, to be to have comfort. And that can be different for everyone, right? Because for some people, being successful means becoming a singer or a painter, or being on stage, be having your own business or whatever. And for another person, it's like finding a partner and having a family and your own home, you know. So figure that out. Know what it is that you want and what you stand for. And that will also help you heal from that, and also will help make sure that this kind of thing will never happen again. I do feel for many of you, it's to do with, this has to do with betrayal of someone else. That will not maybe be for everyone, but I feel for many of you it is. It has to do with that. And then we go to the Seven of Cups. Well, it can be having a whole lot of options and being overwhelmed by that, and temptations as well. That's why this is so important, that you know what you want, that you know what for you, what it means to you to be successful, to have comfort, to be wealthy, right? Wealthy, abundant, prosperity is not necessarily tied into money. It depends. It's about what it means to you. And if you know that, if you have a very clear vision of that, if you then are also very grounded and stable, like the Queen of Pentacles, you will not so easily be tempted to go for something wrong yet again. Like, I feel that's what kind of happened here. You will know what you want. You will know, oh, that's not for me, that's not for me, that's not for me, and this I want, or whatever, you know. It's just an example. And I think there was something else with this. Yeah, the importance also of knowing what you want is that you can then make a commitment to it. It's not like one day wanting this and then a week later you want that and then you want that, because that's all short-lived. That won't lead to lived. That will not lead to anything that will bring you that comfort and the success that you actually want, right? So this is really like a key card in this. Then we have the Knight of Wands. I actually like that. I'm going to leave it like that because then you see the colors better. This is, wands are fiery, and the Knight of Wands is also very fiery, and it's a very, very fast energy. And this is someone who has a sense of adventure, who wants to go and venture out and do things, right? And not sit around and wait and yeah. And in order to get there, you need to have gone through the phases of the other three tarot cards. You need to know who you are, what you want, be able to take care of yourself. You need to know what success means to you, what abundance means to you, what comfort means to you, so you do not get sidetracked by all these options from the Seven of Cups card, and then you can just go for it without fear, without doubt. You just have this spark, and it will drive you forward. You're inspired. You will just go, and it could be beyond logic. Your logic is not really his thing so much, is it? He is so fiery, so passionate. And I don't know if you ever had such a surge of inspiration. There is no logic in there. You cannot explain that. And you don't want to either. You just want to follow that inspiration, that drive. And so this is someone who can achieve a lot, an awful lot. And because even though he may not take, he may be a bit of an adventurer and taking risks, ready to take risks, doesn't mean that he is going to break his back or something. Sometimes you have to take a risk in life. And what is a risk to one might not be a risk to someone else, right? It's very personal. But sometimes you do have to take a risk in life. Oftentimes you don't get ahead if you do not do that. Right, then you get a very kind of boring is a bit of a big word, but yeah, sometimes you just need to take a bit of a risk in order to get ahead, to get change, and to find fulfillment and happiness. So this person. This is also a bit of a dreamer. He has the power to move mountains, to break paradigms, and to come up with entirely new stuff. Very, do you say that? Groundbreaking? Yeah, groundbreaking kind of person. So that's great. I mean, what a change from this. And this is where you can end up. If you go through these phases, this is what your ancestors want you to do. We're going to look at your other cards. Right, this is from the Starseed Oracle. 2 cards. We have the Void and we have Cold. And the Void, it often comes up when you're at the end of a chapter or the beginning, or a life phase, right? And we've seen that, where is it here? With the 10 of Swords. Something has come to an end. Although it may not feel like it yet, because the swords are still there, something has come to an end. And now you have to just stop for a bit, surrender to that, surrender to recuperate, recover, heal, and just because often we don't like being in that void, because then you feel nothing is happening and nothing's going on. I got to get out of here. I have to do something. But actually, when we're in that void, a whole lot is going on. A whole lot is happening on the inside, on different levels, right? And like when you are in the womb, and it's also dark, and it's so healing, and a lot of nourishment there. And it's like a warm embrace, so there's nothing to fear. And sometimes you need these breaks to have such a phase, especially if you have been through a very difficult thing, like with the 10 of Swords. And after that, you can come out of it, and then that will happen by itself. If you just surrender, the shorter you will be in this situation. If you struggle with it, it might take longer. You have to go through it. And then you get to Cold, soul gifts and training. You have an awful lot of unique gifts and that you came here to share. And this is about actually starting to do that, to step up to it and to start doing these things. And it says that you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure. Well, that sounds pretty much like that one, right? The Knight of Wands. And it's also your confirmation that you're facing the right way. and that this moment has been destined. So that is wonderful. But you have to go through these things that came up with the tarot card and also this void thingy. Right, this is your card what you will miss out on if you do not do what came up with the tarot cards, and the other with the void as well, of course, the other card. You will miss out on summer, because this is the, if the card is reversed, it's winter. Well, it came out this way, so it's about summer. So what will you miss out on? You actually will miss out on this, on the Knight of Wands. Meaning the activation, the inspiration, the adventure, the doing, the going for it, right? Because summer is where everything is happening, everything is active, it's young energy, it's doing, ripening, growing, going for it. You're going to miss out on that. And then you might stay stuck in this or come full circle back to a situation like this again, whatever that situation was or is for you, right? So that's what you're going to miss out on. Well, you wouldn't want that, right? And then we have what you will get if you do all that work. Then you will get the inspiration, because this is the muse. The muse is inspiration. It's lovely, it's wonderful, it's upliftment, it's imagination, inspiration. And that will infuse any project, any idea, any endeavor. And it goes so well with the Knight of Wands again, right? And it brings that inspiration and pure potential. So that is what you will get if you do the work. And I think many of you actually already have decided to be done with this. Many of you who chose this set are already in the process of all that. Right? And if not, and I hope then that this is an encouragement for you to start doing it. Right? Because this is what your ancestors want for you, or a ancestor, I don't know, it's also possible. So I hope it is helpful for you, and wish you the best of luck, and see you next time.